Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier last week we talked about Mega Dragalge, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Jynx. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation of what this series is about. Now, every week I will be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of every video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with all that said, here is Mega Jynx. Now, if you guys been subscribed to me roughly when I first started to do this series, Jynx was actually my 7th Y Mega Evolve Pokemon that I've done for this series, and I wanted to actually revisit a lot of the Pokemon that I've done already, like when I first started, like for instance Sableye, Sceptile, Spinda, like those types of Pokemon that I've already done. Now, with the Pokemon that I just mentioned, obviously Sceptile and Sableye already have a Mega Evolution, but I actually did a video on them like before like their megas were revealed, or before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were a thing. It was pretty much at the point where X and Y was first released, but nonetheless, like I said, I wanted to actually revisit a lot of the Pokemon I've already done, and one of them was Jynx, because I've been really wanted to talk about Jynx again, because when I first talked about it like a couple of years ago, I kind of really didn't have all that much knowledge on like doing this type of series and whatnot, and now that I actually have a lot more experience and I know what I'm sort of doing, I want to actually revisit some of the Pokemon, and Jynx was just the first Pokemon that came to mind when I wanted to like do I would say a second part to the Pokemon. But anyways, Jynx for me was one of those Pokemon where it got left out on a big major factor, and that was an evolution. Because when it came to the three Pokemon that I'm about to say, Jynx, Electabuzz, and Magmar, those are three Pokemon are roughly in the same group, which actually like all three of them usually have something like with a connection, if that makes sense. Because when it came to second gen, those three Pokemon that I just listed had a baby evolution, which were Smoochum, Elekid, and Magby. And then when it came to fourth gen, Game Freak gave a lot of older Pokemon evolutions like Tangrowth, Togetic, and a lot of other Pokemon, and Electabuzz and Magmar both got an evolution, but the one that kind of got left out, or I wouldn't say kind of, but did get left out, was Jynx. So my mind like kept thinking every generation up until 6th gen, I was like, okay, I'm hoping Game Freak gives older Pokemon evolutions, and like 5th gen nothing happened, 6th gen nothing happened except for Eevee, but that's an exception per se. So what I was thinking, like, you know what, Mega Evolutions are now a thing, and I'm thinking it's like Jynx, like compared to those three that I mentioned, Jynx is like the strongest, and it's not likely that it should need an evolution, but I can actually see this thing getting a Mega Evolution. So instead of getting like an evolution, I would like to see this thing get a Mega Evolution, or just an evolution of some sort. So like I said, a Mega Evolution is your next best thing if Game Freak isn't going to give older Pokemon an evolution. Now, as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I actually did increase everything but decrease its physical attack by 20, so now I have 20 extra points to distribute into its other stats. Now, to be completely honest, Jynx is not going to be a physical attacker whatsoever. Even if I did increase its physical attack by like 30 points or something like that, I didn't want to waste any of like the base points that a normal Mega would get into like its physical attack, because like once again, Jynx is a special attacker. I mean, it gets access to Nasty Plot. I don't know about Calm Mind. Yes, it does get access to Calm Mind. I do have Cerebi up right next to me because I'm going to need it when I actually go over a couple of its stats. But once again, I wanted 20 extra points to distribute into its other stats. And also, Jynx to me is more of like a feminine Pokemon, if that makes sense. So you're not going to see Jynx use like Ice Punch and punch someone in the face or something like that. Like that's my whole vision when it comes to Jynx. So that's why I decreased its physical attack by 20. That way I have like 20 extra points to distribute. And also, to me, Jynx is like more of a feminine type of Pokemon. It's not going to just go up to someone and punch him in the face. So that's why I decreased its physical attack to base 30. Now for its special attack, I increased it from base 115 to base 165. Now Jynx already as itself, if you get off a Nasty Plot, this thing thing is just going to be wrecking shop. Now I'm not 100% sure on what tier Jynx is in, but I know it's in one of the lower tiers. It's not like in UU or an OU or any of the BL tiers between OU and UU, but I do know that once Jynx gets off a nasty plot, this thing is just going to be doing a lot of damage with like Ice Beam and Psychic or Psyshock or whatever moveset you decide to go with it. I can already tell you this right now. Jynx is just going to be doing a fuck ton of damage, and plus with a base 165 in special attack, and if you do run nasty plot on a Mega Jynx with the base 165 special attack, this thing is just going to be blowing you away. Like literally, this thing is just going to be obliterating your opponent. So with base 165, it also kind of, I'm not 100% sure about Gardevoir special attack. I don't have everything memorized, so it's not like I'm 100% sure on a lot of things, but I know it's gonna have like the same base stat as like Mega Gallade, but instead of physical attack, it's going to be in special attack. So I kind of try to compare them to like that. So like if you run like a Timid Nature, max speed, max special attack, you already know how hard Jynx is going to hit on the special side with base 165 special attack. Now for its physical defense, I increased it from base 35 to base 65. Now between like its physical attack, Jynx isn't really going to be doing all that much. I mean, regardless if you gave it just in general, it's not going to be doing pretty much anything. I mean, even with base 50 physical attack, but the one thing that kills Jynx is that its physical defense is pretty much piss poor. It's the definition of a glass cannon. Now, if you don't know what a glass cannon is, pretty much it's a Pokemon with piss poor defense, like base 35 physical defense, and like just literally any physical move, like if you use I don't know, like Drain Punch or something like that, it's gonna get knocked out, even though if it does resist it because it is part psychic. That's how bad its defenses are. Or that it's gonna be able to take it, but it's gonna be dealing like maybe 80 to 95% of damage to that Pokemon, or for instance Jynx, because its defenses are piss poor. So what I wanted to do, even though that its defenses are still gonna be complete shit, I still wanted to at least increase it to base 65. That way it'll be a little bit better than base 35. It's not gonna be the best all around, obviously, but at least it's better than, like I said, than base 35. Now for its special defense and speed, I increased them both from base 95 to base 115. Now for special defense, obviously Jynx has a better special defensive stat, and plus with also getting access to Calm Mind, and also its speed stat being base 115, I know for a fact you can get off a Calm Mind very easily, because you will be able to outspeed, and if your opponent goes for like a flamethrower or something like that onto your Jynx, you will be able to take sorry about that. You will be able to take it a lot better than you would have without having like a +1 special defense, just with base 115 special defense for Mega Jynx, because like I say, it's still somewhat of a glass cannon, but its special defense is obviously a lot higher than its physical defense. But once again, pretty much with like a +1 with the Calm Mind up, this thing will be able to it will be a lot more bulkier, and also be a lot more offensive if you decide to go with like the Calm Mind route rather than like the nasty plot route. And for its speed, like I said, Jynx is already like a fast Pokemon as it is with base 95 speed. Plus, I wanted to increase it to base 115. That way, it will be a lot more faster. It will be a lot more threatening, because I know with like when it comes to like Mega Gardevoir, one of the best Megas or in general, its base stats only going to be at base 100, and with Gardevoir and with Jynx's speed stat being a base 115, it's also going to be a very, very big threatening Pokemon. Now with a regular Jynx, its base stat is going to be at 455, and with the Mega Evolution is going to be at 555. Now for its ability, I decided to go with the Refrigerate ability, just because I think it's going to be the better ability all around, because after looking at all three of its abilities that it gets Oblivious, Forewarn, and Dry Skin. Now even though Oblivious isn't an all bad ability, because pretty much like with the ability you can't really get taunted, if that makes sense. So if you want to use like Jynx in doubles, which you're probably never going to do, or like if you use it in singles and your opponent like has a Pokemon that has taunt, you won't get affected by it. So Oblivious isn't all that bad. Forewarn pretty much just reveals your opponent's strongest move on that Pokemon, which I think is like a completely useless ability. And its hidden ability, Dry Skin, pretty much it restores HP when either if it's raining or your opponent hits you with like a water type move. But if it's like, I think that's what it is. So during the sunlight, you do lose HP. That's what dry skin does. So I was like, you know what? Those abilities really ain't all that good, especially if you're going to be giving Jynx a Mega Evolution. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to give Jynx a really, really good ability for its Mega, and I thought Refrigerate was like the best thing for it, because after looking at its moves, it does get a lot of like normal type moves. I mean, obviously when it comes to like normal type moves like Body Slam, Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, like those are really common moves that you would normally see with Pokemon having these types of abilities, turning the normal type moves into the corresponding like type it says. But the one thing that really like caught my eye, really why I gave it Refrigerate, was that it also gets access to Hyper Voice, which is like the best like stab type move to have on any Pokemon that are special attacking or a special attacker, and also have like abilities like Pixelate, Refrigerate, Aerialate, all those types of abilities. So that's what pretty much sold me on Refrigerate for its Mega ability. Now obviously, like, since it is part Psychic, you're probably thinking, well, it gets access to a lot of good like Ice type moves on the special side as well, including like Icy Wind, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Frost Breath. I mean, there really isn't that many Psychic type moves that Jynx gets access to. But when you look at it, it's like, out of the two like main Psychic type moves that Jynx gets access to, which are Psyshock and Psychic, you're really not going to be running like any more Psychic type moves other than that. I mean, Psychic already in itself, with like a base 165 special attacking Pokemon like Jynx right here, it's going to be knocking out like a Mungus's like instantly. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. Same thing for Psyshock. But once again, I was like, if it was between giving it an ability that turns normal type moves into Ice type moves like Refrigerate, or turning normal type moves into Psychic type moves, which I have no idea what an ability would that be. Sorry about that. I felt like Refrigerate was the next best thing, because like Ice is its main stab type move that everyone uses, and also it does get access to like Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, so you can run pretty much coverage moves as well. It also gets access to Energy Ball, which is actually surprising. So it's not like you only running one Psychic type move is going to be all that bad. Once again, like, your whole moveset right here is going to be like Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Psychic, and or Psyshock, and one of the three moves, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and Focus Blast, and you're really pretty much already set with Jynx. So once again, I felt like the Refrigerate ability was like the best ability to go for a Mega Jynx, so that's why I've given it the Refrigerate ability. Now for its typing, I left it alone as Ice Psychic. There's honestly no reason for me to actually change its typing. It's perfect as it is. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it is a unique typing, because I think Jynx is the only Ice Psychic type Pokemon. Don't quote me on that, because when I do say stuff like that, I probably am forgetting something, but from what I can remember off the top of my head right now, Jynx is the only Ice Psychic type Pokemon, and I think it's a very, very good typing for this type of Pokemon. So with all that said, there is Mega Jynx. Wow, this video is very, very long, but I got out what I wanted to say about Mega Jynx again. But anyways, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, I will be doing a lot of part 2s for older videos, or for older Pokemon I've already talking about, like for instance Jynx, like I'm doing right now. I've also did a couple of them. I believe I did one for Delcatty. I might make a part 3. I don't know, but once again, I will be talking about a lot of older Pokemon that I've done in the past, just so then I can also give you guys like a different idea of what I can actually do with this type of Pokemon as well. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed Jynx's part 2 of the Mega Evolution video. So with all that said, the next Pokemon we're going to be talking about, we're actually going to be jumping back to 4th gen, like I was just talking about Jynx getting left out of a Mega Evolution, or just not a Mega Evolution, a evolution in general. And we're actually going to be talking about the fossils for the next couple of videos. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Rampardos. I mean, I don't know if they're in which is first, Rampardos or Bastiodon. I don't really care, but we're going to be talking about Rampardos first. So coming on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to be talking about Mega Rampardos. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. And Friday, we're going to be talking about Mega Rampardos. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.